Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this is a GW Panther, the Tier 7 German SPG, and we're on a north spawn of Abbey, and this GW is being commanded by Angelina75. Right, what's important about this battle is this is the first half of a battle in which there was a disconnection. During the battle, Angelina suddenly was disconnected from the wargaming computer, but her SPG remained where it was, and she was able to log back on, connect with the computer, and use her SPG because it was still sitting there waiting for her. It hadn't been killed in the meanwhile, and then she finished off the battle. But this is what happened at the start of the battle, and it's relevant, so you can actually see how she managed to get the results she did. And I'll thread both parts of the battle together so that you can actually see what happened. Right. To say thread, I should say edit both parts of the battle together. Right, Angelina's looking for targets. There's somebody going up, T-43 is going up the river passage. But there's a T1 Heavy, and he's making his way up the east passage, which is a bit dangerous because he's about to get a 15cm shell. Round out. Direct hit! 214 hit points, 2 critical hits, and some stun assists straight away. That T1 Heavy is not going to last very long. No, he's going to go. Next shot, he's toast. And he is. Very predictable. Right, we've got a Scorpion. Nasty little American tank destroyer, that one. Very light, very small. Round out. Hit the target. Definitely hit the target. Oh, he's killed. I think he actually caught fire. Yes, because he appeared shortly after the shell landed. So I think he actually caught fire and burned up. Right, Wolverine. Tier 5 American tank destroyer. Round out. Ooh, landed right in front of him. That must have done a lot of splash damage. Must have. No doubt about it. Okay, reloading, but we haven't got sight of him. Can't see that BK because the rock's in the way. He's sitting on top of that plateau there, but I think he's going to get up on top of that plateau very shortly. Now the rock's in the way of hitting the T-43, but I think if you go back to the BK is now visible, I think. Oh no, she's decided to ignore it. She's going to have a look on the other side of the battlefield. No targets there yet. With a Thunderbolt in acting in defence there up in the rise. Okay, no, there doesn't appear to be any enemies that she can hit here at the moment, but that doesn't mean enemies in usage. I suspect there are. Usually the heavies will go that way. Yep, there's a KV-2 has been spotted a little further down. And Angelina's zeroing in and dialing in her aim on the KV-2. She's going to have to fire soon. And round out. Landed right in front of the KV-2. That must have done some damage. Right, OI experimental, but we've got far too long. So unless he's tracked. Now, KV-2 doesn't appear to have suffered any damage, which is odd. Because that shell's sure to have landed right in front of him. Yep, still showing 100% damage, 100% health. But not anymore, he's actually been hit through the gap. It looks like the Leo is putting shots into that KV-2. Right, Angelina's thought, well, I need to relocate because those heavies are coming up directly next to me or near me. And the Warriors, she's got a KV-1 on the other side of the battlefield. She's got the KV-2, or 2 KV-2s and an OI on the other. Okay, she's dialing in on the KV-1. It's already been hit once. Round out. Ooh, no, it hit the rock face. Ouch. That was an expensive miss. But there's plenty of teammates over on that side of the battlefield. Especially the fact that there's a VP over there as well. And that VP is going to suppress that KV-1 quite nicely. If he pokes his head around that corner, he will get a 105mm shell. So it looks to me like Angelina's going to move over into the dip on the east channel, on the inside, not the outside, not the riverside, but just inside. And from there, she should be able to lay down fire on the heavies as they come up onto the cap. Yep, that's where she's headed. Okay. Now if she gets in here, it'll be difficult for the enemy to spot her. There's the KV-2. KV-2's been spotted. There's a bush in the way, you see, so she can actually fire on the KV-2 whilst he's there at that little gap. Now if he pokes his head forward again, she can start firing on him. That's going to be a very difficult shot, that one. She fires the round in. Unfortunately, it hits the ground. You can see where it impacted. Not the tree down, but... Oh, and the KV-2's been taken out. Was killed by the M41. 155mm shell. Okay, no sign of the other OI experimental or the KV-2. But there is an enemy M41 coming towards her. Now, he's stopped to shoot, but unfortunately there's a red line, so Angelina can't fire. Now, somebody was firing... Oh, there's a Crusader there. That's probably what they were firing at. Right, so British medium, round out. Oh, lovely shot there, 272. She caught him as he was moving. He's tracked, he's stationary, and that should allow the Chinukai or the Thunderbolt to get at him. Probably more the Chinukai. And the Crusader's been stunned again. Well, rather, she's picked up some stun assist. I think he's been hit again by the Fifi. She's dialing in on where she last saw the OI experimental. There he is. He's just sitting below the gap. She can't hit him there. He's in a defilade there. She's got a red line. She's just doing a quick flick over to the other side. And that's where the game was interrupted. She's suddenly disconnected from the wargaming computer, and in a short while I will edit the two pieces of the battle together, and then you'll be able to see the end result. Thank you. Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. Now, this replay is rather unusual because the battle has already started. But what actually happened was that Angelina 75, who's in the GW Panther here, disconnected halfway through the battle, and she came back to the battle a little while later, reconnected, and carried on. She hadn't actually been killed in the meantime, and that's what usually happens when people get disconnected in this way. As we can see, the scores are fairly even. Except of course the enemy had just lost an M4, was killed off in the Abbey, and we just lost, or rather Angelina's side just lost the Leo to the enemy Grilla. So Angelina's setting off to the enemy cap. And we can see that Angelina does actually have one kill already. It was unfortunate that the game disconnected when it did, but as she's only able to upload one file, the replay file she has on her computer, we haven't got the bit beforehand where we see the kill. It'd be quite nice if we could get that, because then we could sort of like do both replays and then edit them together. So you get to see what the full battles look like. Okay, Angelina's coming up onto the cap area. There's no sign of two Arties. There is two Arties. There's an M12 and a Grilla. And we know that Grilla's fairly active because he's got one kill and the M12's got two kills. So rather than going directly into the cap, Angelina's having a quick look to see if she can find them. No, she can't see them, so she's decided to cap at the back. Now, that tends to make me think that maybe those Arties are actually located over in the west side of the map in K2 or K3. Alternatively, they may have driven all the way up the other end, just as she did. And there's a KV2 rubber up the other end, round out. must have landed next to it or near to it. So I'm pretty sure she picked up some damage there. Got some splash. She's reloading. Now she has got an OI experimental who's joining her. Is coming very, very slowly towards the cap. And there are rounds coming into the cap from the enemy Arty. I think a second or so ago. Yep, there's two divots there showing that both M12s are firing on the cap. But we don't know where they are. And I'm pretty certain that they're somewhere over on the west side of the map rather than the east side. But these rounds keep coming in. There's another divot there on the other side there. She's 77, 78. There's another round comes in. She's getting close, and the OI has joined her in the cap now, so she has actually got more than enough to get an invader. And there's the enemy Arty. He's been spotted. It's too late. They've capped out, and Angelina scored an invader. She fires around at the M12 anyway, but it doesn't hit. But it doesn't matter. She's got the medal. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for this very short replay. It's a third class tanker for Angelina 75 in the GW Panther. She picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. She got 8 in that one. And she picked up an arsonist medal because one of the tanks, in fact the only tank she actually blew up, the M56 Scorpion, she set fire to him and he burned to death. And of course she picked up the Invader medal. She managed to get at least 80 cap points in the cap, and they capped out to win. So that's very welcome on top of that. Let's have a look at team score. Well, she came second on damage, 1,813 hit points. So she must have been very busy in the first half of this replay. And she came joint third with 1 kill, and that was obviously the Scorpion. And when it came to base XP, she came second with 766, which is pretty good anyway. And on detailed report, she fired 9 rounds, got 3 direct hits, 3 penetration, 3 splash, damage of 1,813 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. She hit 5 of the enemy, but only killed 1. She did 584 hit points of stun assistance off 6 stuns, and she managed to get 90 capture points, which is why she got the Invader. And on standard account, she earned 23,190 credits, and after ammunition resupply, she still had 15,429 credits left, and she received 766 base XP, and there's a holiday bonus missing there, so she took home 843 experience points in total. So even though you lost your connection halfway, you managed to survive and you won the battle for your team. So pretty good going. If you like this very short replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel. And hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in the next video.